Yes, I'm back. I'm back with an update on this light here. Yes. I got it back from the dealership. When I did get it back, they said that there was, a few updates and stuff that had to be done. But I don't think anything was related to that because it seemed like it was working, started back working um, correct, like it should before I had take it into them. Now, I understand some people say they changed the LED light, and that made a difference for them. It went back to working correct. Um, they did tell me that's what they claim, right? That when they took the light out, that the socket, everything just came off real easy. In other words, saying that it was not plugged in there properly. Um, I don't think so, because me personally, I checked all that, right? But to each his own. I mean, I can't. That's what the guy said he's seen, but that was not the case. So what happened was that I got my system put in there, and I tapped into, I think, the 10 amp fuse. I piggyback off of it. And let me show what the piggyback means for the ones who don't know, right? I'm not saying, like I say, sometimes you got to explain something because not everybody knows what certain things are, so I just try to do my best to break it down to everyone because it's not everybody that's familiar with everything. Anyways, this is called a piggyback, right? So pretty much what would happen is that right here on the bottom part, that would go like the existing fuse, wherever it come out, you stick it right here. Let's just say if it's a 10 amp or a 20 amp, you put put it right here, and then this right here would be what is the other fuse you're using to feed whatever you feed it. So this, unless it's a different name, call it piggyback. I call it piggyback. If it's not the right name, hey, that's what I call it. I apologize. If it's something else, I apologize for giving the wrong name, but I call it piggyback. So now what I did to get, I have an isolator in my, to charge up my second battery. So then pretty much what it is, I needed that, an accessory to turn on that isolator to start charging my battery. So I chose, when I looked at my fuse box, I think it's number 3 fuse, which is a 10 amp, and that's on the passenger side, right? So I went ahead and I piggyback off of that, and I put like a 7.5 amp, on amp the 10 amp fuse, right? So the 7.5 amp would be giving the signal to turn on the isolator. So now, after I got the truck back, everything was fine. I went ahead and put it on that, right? Because I had it on that. I say, you know what? Let me disconnect everything, because they're going to say it's aftermarket stuff, which, to be honest, they would have been correct if that was said, right? So I disconnected all that, and I noticed it was working back fine. But I said, let me just have them take a check at it, right? So they checked it, find all the codes, and cleared whatever needed to be cleared, and updates that needed to be done. They did all that. So after I did plug it back in, I noticed the next morning when I wake up going to work, my light's back out again. I'm like, oh shit, now I know what it is. Sorry for my little language right there. But so I went ahead, I unplugged it when I got to work, got up from work, cranked everything up, working fine. Everything is good to go. So I had no problem. So now what I'm taking that it is fives on that. I'm not saying everyone who has this issue, this is the same thing. But if you have something plugged into the fuse box, some accessory that you got plugged into the fuse box, disconnect that accessory for a while, right? And give your vehicle a day or so to see if it's going to go back to what it was doing. If it is, that's your problem. So then try to find a different fuse to do your accessory. What I did, I found number 30, I think it's 36. Yeah, I think it's 36. I think it's number 36 fuse. And that was a 15 amp. So I did that, and I put a 10 amp as my feed to what I was trying to do. So that's what worked for me. For now, as you can see, my light is working fine like it should. So just to let y'all know, like I said, everyone is different. What I mean? I'm just saying towards what I went through and what the fix was. So the only thing I could advise a person to do, all the stuff that is plugged into whatever the accessory signal that you took it off of fuse, take it off of that and see if your problem goes away. You know what I mean? So now if it goes away, then you need to find a different fuse. Like I said, I found number 36, I believe it was, that I'm using right now. And that one is for, I think your dimming mirror, that fuse. So that's what I got it on for now. Just give you an update. I'm good to go now. So hope this helps out. Again, y'all take care. Stay safe.